I recently got into a massive argument with my own chat about aliens visiting Earth, which is a crazy war to have fought. You know, it was a bloody battle. I'm sure most of you know because I've talked about it before. My dad is super into aliens. He firmly believes they've helped us build the pyramids, given us fiber optic internet. You know, I'm surprised he hasn't started talking about aliens, how they farted 5G onto our planet or something. Like, he's big into the aliens thing and always has been since I was a kid. So I've been inundated with all kinds of alien stuff ever since I was young. So I have loved the field, but I have never been a believer that aliens have ever visited this planet ever. I do think there is life outside of our planet, obviously, in the massive, unfathomably huge scope of the universe. I think it's unlikely there's no other life out there, but I don't think it's ever visited us. It would have to have somehow found fast and light travel, wormhole, something, which is so far above our comprehension that if they did actually do it, we wouldn't have even been able to process them visiting us, I imagine. Like, it is just so well beyond us that I just don't think it's happened. So I have been firmly against the idea that aliens have visited us, but I've always been open-minded in wanting it to be true. I would love to be able to fist bump my dad, be like, "Hey, Pops, you were right. And here's proof of the aliens having visited us. I did a keg stand with one of them at my frat brother's last party." Like, that'd be great, you know? But I've just never seen any compelling evidence about it. And we got to talking about it on stream, and a couple of chatters were very adamant that I was out of, off my gourd for not believing every single abduction story ever told and every single sighting ever made, including the recent Las Vegas one, which was confirmed to just be casino lights reflected in the fucking sky, but they're writing that off as it was like a cover-up for aliens. Like, it's outrageous. In order to convert me to their side, to believe in them, to persuade me, they would tell like these anecdotes. Like, I read this story once on these forums where, this guy's friend Eric was playing basketball in his driveway one evening, and then all of a sudden everything went white and his memory was erased, but he had his butthole prolapse. Like, the anal prolapse is signs of the aliens having experimented on him, and he lost 6 hours of memories. Like, what, like, how is that proof? Why am I supposed to take that at face value? But they would drop these things like the Eric butthole incident and have me look it up and be like, how can you not believe us? This is ridiculous. You're spitting in the face of real proof. So I was losing my goddamn mind having this argument with them, and eventually we ended up going to something called like the Ariel School incident, which is a school in Zimbabwe which claims to have been visited by aliens, where 62 school children drew in crayon their encounter with a UFO and aliens who warned them about the future. And I got called crazy for doubting the legitimacy of it because you have 62 school students that drew very different crayon drawings that don't agree with one another. Some of the drawings have them coming down in a goddamn space potato. Others have like this elaborate, huge UFO, very generic. And then the aliens, they can't even agree on what they looked like. Some claim that they had long black hair. So literally fucking looking like me coming out of the spaceship. Some of them drew the aliens bald, like very generic alien baldness. Like, none of the kids' drawings even like agree with others. Like, it's such weak evidence, but they're using it as fact. Like, how could anyone doubt us when this exists? So I'm just going to show you some of the clips from the stream because it got heated. And then we opened Pandora's box and started talking about warp drives for some reason. It got off the rails. It got a little crazy. So I just wanted to show some of that. But I want to make it clear. I would love if there was real compelling evidence of aliens having visited us. Like actual encounters with aliens, that'd be great. And there have been government released documents and footage from pilots and shit from unidentified flying aircrafts, this unidentified air phenomenon, but none of it's like aliens per se. It's just we don't fully understand exactly how it works, so it's unidentified as of the moment. It's never definitive proof of aliens being here. It's just we don't have a full explanation on it yet. But it could be. Yeah, it could be. And I find that stuff to be pretty interesting. But I don't view that as, hey, here's proof that extraterrestrials are here for some reason. But anyway, let me just show you how the stream went. A leading UFO expert has investigated dozens of sightings over an impressive 45-year career and says aliens don't come in peace and have an agenda. I wonder what the agenda is. They come down here just to read our dank memes, shitpost on Twitter. I wouldn't say they're peaceful due to the thousands of UFO abductions worldwide. I woke up and my ass is sore. Damn you, aliens! Not again! I've been a big fan of aliens shit, UFO investigative shit for a long time. I have never once read, watched, or listened to a compelling abduction story that made me be like, this man actually he got abducted. At no point did I ever once even remotely come close to believing any of the abduction stories. Have you seen that documentary about a guy with 9 alien kids? What is that? What are we talking? What? No, I can't say I've seen that. What the fuck does that? He has 9 kids with extraterrestrials? This man's spreading the humanity seed throughout the cosmos? There were 30 plus kids who saw aliens at their school and drew them. If there is one group that I trust more than anyone, it's kids. They're notorious for not having an imagination and not just going with what everyone else is doing. That's what I would hinge my alien evidence on, is children's drawings. Being in all black, possibly showing medium long black hair. Were the aliens just clones of me or something? What do you mean? The aliens have normal human hair? Well, there's no hair here. One of them was bald, I guess. Maybe he got made fun of on the ship. Not only would the beings have to have somehow discovered faster than light travel to make it here, it would have somehow had to elude everyone else's gaze and have only a couple people, in this case 62 school children, see them. Like, the amount of crazy coincidence that must all occur for only a small group to see that is very unlikely. I'm ready to... There is nobody on the planet that wants alien encounters to be real more than me. If this has compelling evidence, I would be elated. I would love that. I want to believe. But it is so unbelievably unlikely, and all of the evidence is so shit that it's impossible, in good conscience, to believe that there are aliens that visit us periodically. The circumstances for such a thing to be true are very, 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 very low possibility. So for multiple days, there have been headlines of UFOs hovering over the skies of Zimbabwe. And the only evidence we have is some children's drawings. Surely that would be major fucking news. And also, why would the aliens just be hovering over Zimbabwe? What are they doing there? They're just hovering there, doing nothing. Standing there menacingly like the hash-slinging slasher. What would be the purpose? Why would they have come there? Let's go down this for a minute. So the aliens came here to warn us about the future. And the optimal way of warning us was to go to a small school in Zimbabwe and tell a group of children. That was the best way of delivering this warning of the future? They were talking about COVID. Imagine this is all very true. The aliens actually did just fucking boot, scoot, and boogie all the way down to Earth just to land here and be like, hey, there's this little thing called COVID. I'm letting you know it's right around the corner. No good. No good. Alright, good luck with that. We're out. We've done our job. Message delivered. I don't think they were visited by aliens warning us about the future. Let's play with that for just a moment. Going back to that. Not only were they intergalactic travelers, they're fucking time travelers, warning us about our future. That's another crazy technological leap. And if they're that smart, that advanced, why would they tell a group of children at a small school? And also, why would they ever even make direct contact with people? They could just transmit the message. There's millions of cases. So what you've just shown to me is you believe what everyone says. You don't believe anyone's making things up. You don't believe in people having, for example, a sleep terror, which a lot of it boils down to sleep paralysis, where they have these very real feelings at night, where they're half asleep, half dreaming, and a lot of it gets chalked up to sleep paralysis. So you don't believe in any of that. You don't believe in mass hysteria, I would imagine then. You don't believe in manifested group thinking, where if someone believes they saw something, other people mysteriously start to have memories or visions of the same thing. You just take everything at face value, and no one's ever lying. Oh, wow. Jesus, you're having a full meltdown. Anal probing isn't even a real thing, you moron. You get all your UFO info from fucking movies and TV. You get all of your UFO info from fucking TV too! What do you mean? All of your sightings are on TV. What are you fucking talking about? And then you said reptilians are part of the aliens. And faster than light is an outdated theory. Warp drives are proven. You're misinformed. What are you... What? Are you having an episode of psychosis? Jack Sarfati talks about the technology behind warp drives. Who mentioned fucking warp drives? I don't know why you're harping on that subject. That word had not left my mouth until I read your comment history of your 86 message meltdown. I'm not talking about fucking warp drives! Why do I need to do research on warp drives? That goddamn name didn't leave my mouth. He brought it up. But warp drives are an important part of alien lore. Maybe, but I wasn't talking about fucking warp drives. Jesus Christ. You asked for answers. On what? Warp drive? When did I ask for answers on warp drive? I want alien evidence. What the fuck are you talking about? Who am I talking? That is evidence? So, let's assume every alien has their own warp drive motorcycle. Why are they visiting trailer parks and fucking small schools to warn us about the future, then only telling children? That isn't an answer. You weirdo. That chatter didn't read jack shit. It's theoretical physicist, meaning it hasn't been put into effect and there's no way to test any theories. I don't care about warp drives if they're real or not. God damn it. Jesus fucking Christ. Right now, there is the wackiest legal battle I've ever learned about going on in the shadows. There's a secret war between major food brands and the FDA, mainly cereal producers like General Mills and Kellogg's, because the FDA is proposing new guidelines on the term healthy when it relates to things like their cereal. And under these new potential guidelines, their cereals would have to erase that term from their marketing. And they're not too happy about it. They're wiggling their fingers saying, no, 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 we have a First Amendment right to free speech, which they have been using for years to effectively lie and mislead their customers into thinking that their cereals aren't bad for them. Free speech is a beautiful and sacred, wonderful thing that plays no role in this corporate greed and false advertisement. I think it should be obvious that corporations can't just make shit up and make any claims they want to, just pull random, like, nonsense claims out of their ass for their products in order to sell it. Like, there needs to be some truth to the claims. Like, this is not a free speech issue. This is literally just bad business practice and fucking lying. Alleged lying. I want to make it clear. Alleged. General Mills and Kellogg's have been fucking shaking their fists and wiggling in anger at this whole situation. I don't want them to get mad at me, too. Alleged. Take a peek at this puppy. Fruity Pebbles and Lucky Charms threaten to block healthy food labeling guidelines in court, saying it limits their free speech. The proposed FDA rule mandates that foods labeled as healthy must contain a major food group such as dairy, fruits, or whole grains, and must fit certain limits on saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. The rule limits cereals, for example, to no more than 2.5 grams of sugar per serving in order to be labeled healthy. A restriction food manufacturers claim would exclude over 95% of ready-to-eat cereals. Holy shit, yes. What? Which is great. That is good news. That's huge. It's about fucking time. I couldn't tell you the amount of people that for some reason are brainwashed into believing these fucking labels that their goddamn Frosted Flakes or whatever are healthy for them. It's nuts. That is long overdue. Among the most vocal food companies are producers of high-sugar cereals which are largely marketed to children and have been criticized as a driver of the obesity epidemic in America. Because they are. In a joint filing made last month, the largest cereal producers in the country, General Mills, Kellogg's, and Post Consumer Brands, decried the proposed nutritional criteria and threatened to file a lawsuit challenging the guidelines as a violation of corporate free speech rights. You absolute slimy worms. Corporate free speech rights to lie to consumers. We have a right to say whatever we want to sell our product. And how dare you try and strip that from us, even though it's a blatant lie. Most cereal, like Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles, are not healthy. And that it's a complete fucking sham and a joke that some of those boxes have that term plastered on there. In the cereal industry, the word healthy has less meaning than the word literally. It is completely devalued because they've been able to skirt these guidelines and get away with labeling things like fucking Lucky Charms as healthy when it's not. It's there for one purpose and one purpose only: to mislead customers into thinking that what they're purchasing isn't bad for them. Even though it's nothing but a giant fucking sugar bomb. You're purchasing just a ton of sugar. And for some reason, they've been able to call it healthy for a long time now. It's very deceptive. It's literally just false advertisement. And I don't think that's slanderous to say. I don't know if General Mills and Kellogg's are watching this, but I don't think that's slanderous. There is tons and tons of research to indicate the role that high sugar shit like cereal plays a massive role in the obesity epidemic that America's been experiencing for quite some time now. And finally, the FDA is doing something worthwhile of stepping in and saying, it's about time we restrict this a little bit more. You can't just slap healthy on anything you want to willy-nilly. We're going to stop being so loosey-goosey with healthy. From now on, it's going to need to adhere to stricter guidelines. I'm actually surprised they didn't double down. Instead of calling their foods healthy, I'm surprised they didn't try and say, like, doctor-recommended Cinnamon Toast Crunch, #1 pediatrician-recommended Fruity Pebbles. Like, really go hog wild on trying to mislead people into thinking it's good for you. They did go hard on fortified for a while, saying it's fortified with crucial vitamins and minerals and all that. But I feel like they could have gone even more hog wild with it. What about protein cereals that cost like $8 a box? You're getting into these really fringe cereals I don't know about. I can't tell you which are healthy and what aren't of the ones you're listing. All I'm saying is I'm agreeing that 95% of these cereals would absolutely be wiped from the healthy label because they're not. Like, they're straight up not. The sugar that's present there isn't like natural sugars either most of the time. So you can't even make it the argument that, like, oh no, but what about the cereal with 30 grams of sugar but it's all healthy sugars? Because that's never the case. The rule, if finalized in its present form, the companies wrote, would be open to legal challenge in that it violates the First Amendment by prohibiting truthful, non-misleading claims in an unjustified manner and also exceeds FDA's statutory authority in several ways. It's so frightening that corporations can bully an organization whose sole goal should be the safety of the products that we consume on a daily basis. Prohibiting truthful, non-misleading claims, but that is the exact opposite of what these claims are. Slapping healthy on Fruity Pebbles is an affront to God. The organization contend that the healthy labeling requirements are an unconstitutional overreach of government power. Food companies, the Washington Legal Foundation argued, have constitutionally protected commercial speech rights covering their ability to use the term healthy to describe their added sugar products. This is terrifying. This is just scary. What the fuck? Nobody should want a world where corporations can pull claims out of their ass without ever having to prove them or verify their authenticity or ensure that the claims are truthful. That is a horrifying world. They could literally be boxing up poison and selling it to you with a smile on their face and with the word healthy slapped on the box, and nothing would be done about it. They are fighting tooth and nail to defend their right to literally fucking lie to customers about how healthy their foods are. They are not, by any stretch of imagination, by any definition, healthy. And yet they've been able to get away with using that term for so long that they refuse to let it go. They've become so accustomed to lying to their consumers that they are now throwing this massive public hissy fit, this legal battle. The FDA, the Washington Legal Foundation, wrote in its brief, cannot explain why consumers cannot make their own healthy decisions based on nutritional labeling data. Rather, it seeks to limit the food company's speech. Oh my god, it's like listening to someone cry victim on Twitter, but from a corporation. What are you talking about, man? You're just blatantly lying on your products. Obesity's on like an absolute astronomical come up, and you're slapping healthy on some of the foods that are a big contributor of it. What are you talking about? The group does not disclose its donors and did not respond to a request for comment. In previous years, the Corn Refiners Association, a lobby group that represents the high fructose corn syrup industry, has disclosed financial ties to the Washington Legal Foundation. Can't believe that. Drug companies including Purdue Pharma, the makers of OxyContin, have used the Washington Legal Foundation to challenge government rules and establish legal precedent to reduce the ability for prosecutors to seek criminal charges for drug company executives. You love a story with some heroes you can root for, like the Washington Legal Foundation fighting for the little guys, like drug company executives. The joint filing from cereal manufacturers not only scorn the labeling rules, but also argue that sugary cereals pose no health risks and are in fact beneficial to society and childhood health. Love that. What a great claim. The company stated that they view the extremely strict guidelines as alarming because cereal is one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense breakfast choices a person, adult, or child can make, with a wide range of options to suit different cultures, preferences, and tastes. Cereals, the companies claimed, are already recognized for nutritional benefits, given their inclusion in a range of federal programs that serve the nation's vulnerable populations, such as the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, and the National School Lunch Program. This is so foul. It's candy in the morning. It is literally candy in the morning. And yet they're here with a straight face saying that it's nutrient dense. Well, it is one of the most nutrient dense breakfast choices a person, adult, or child can make. And saying that it poses no health risks and is actually beneficial to society and childhood health. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Next, they're going to argue nutritional facts are unconstitutional. Yeah, we shouldn't have to say what's in our cereals. We shouldn't have to say what's in our food. It's to protect our right to privacy. Oh man, this is so fucked. How does this just keep getting worse? The company's charged that cereal delivers on nutrition when eaten alone, but when consumed as part of a breakfast, it elevates the nutrition further, with cereal eaters exhibiting an overall higher diet quality. As evidence, the filing cites a 2019 study conducted by in-house researchers employed by General Mills, the maker of Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Trix, among other brands. They're doing it again, right in front of our face. Do you guys remember, and I've talked about it a lot, but some of you might also remember, there was a period of time, not that long ago, like 25, 30-ish years ago, where the entire America, all of America, vilified fat. They said the fat in our food is making us fat. This is why we're getting obese, because of fat in our food. And sugar was actually looked at as the good guy. Those studies were paid for by companies like this that were trying to placate their responsibility for the contribution they played to the obesity epidemic and put all of it on top of fat. And they're doing it again right here in 2019, trying to make arguments that eating cereal actually helps eaters exhibit an overall higher diet quality, I guess. That's so crazy. The agency, they wrote, should recognize the beneficial role of sugar. Sugar plays a role in foods beyond palatability. It controls water activity, creates texture, adds bulk, and also contributes to flavor complexity. We are literally going back in time. Literally going back in time. They're trying to make sugar a hero again. Sugar is actually really good for you. It is healthy to eat 30 grams of sugar in the morning with our cereal. Independent research, however, have found that diets high in processed foods and sugar intake are linked to obesity, diabetes, higher risk of stroke, obesity-related cancers, hypertension, and dental diseases. You don't say. You're telling me that the research that wasn't paid for by the actual sugar-producing cereal company said something totally different? That I just can't believe. Yeah. You see that? The emotions coming out of me immediately like an angry dog. I'm snapping at you. Today I'm going to show you two different sides of me. Jekyll and Hyde. We've got two important topics that I really want to discuss. The first one is extremely positive and something I'm very passionate about and also would like your help with. And the second is extremely negative, something I'm very passionate about and nobody can help me with because the old US government decided to take me over their knee and spank my keister when I did nothing wrong. Now, before you start speculating, it has nothing to do with taxes. Uncle Sam ain't blasted my butt for that. It's something very different, and I'm blowing the lid off of this corruption here. It's gone on for far too long. And the NSA, I know you're watching, probably sweating right now. I know they got their ears listening to this. Well, you can't stop me now because I'm going to dive into it. But not quite yet. I want to quickly start with the positive thing that I'd like to discuss. A couple weeks ago, I started doing giveaways on stream, just giving viewers money. I started on Christmas because I thought it'd be kind of nice for anyone that didn't have a good Christmas to tell me what they wanted and didn't get, and I'd just pay for it for them. And I did it again last week for anyone that just needed money for something. And I've just been trying to brainstorm ways to make that a more fun stream experience. Like, I really enjoy doing it and I want to do more of it. I just want to make sure that it's a fun thing to watch as well. Right now, the current way that I'm doing it is I've had a friend of mine named JMac make a Google form, so during the stream it's just pinned to the top of the chat and whoever wants to enter into it just submits there. They tell me the amount and what it's going to be used for and whatever message they want to send, and then the chat will just shout out a bunch of random numbers. Looks like some kind of hacking sequence out of the Matrix when we do these, but I'll just randomly choose one of those numbers that chat shouts out. I'll go to that form, read out the message, and then send the person the money. And then I do that for a couple hours, give away a couple $1,000s to a bunch of different people, and it's really, it makes me happy to do that because it just feels nice to be able to give back to a community that's been so supportive of my shit for so long. I'm just trying to think of ways of making this a more fun viewer experience on stream, because right now it's mainly sitting silently or maybe shooting the shit with chat a little bit and then going to that form and reading it out and then sending it. There's not a whole lot of activity going on the stream itself, and I just feel like there's got to be a way of doing this in a really exciting way. And I just haven't been able to come up with the right solution in my noodle right now. The main thing is I don't want it to be some kind of competition where people will have to compete for that. Maybe that can be something different down the line, but for this, I'd rather it be something that everyone, of course, can participate in, and I just haven't been able to figure out exactly what that could look like at its best. So if anyone has any ideas, just comment them down below, and I'll definitely take a look there. But anyway, let's move on to the extremely negative topic that I really want to rant about because I've been fuming on it for days. I briefly touched on it on stream, but the more I marinate on it and the more I learn about this, the more I get upset. So I want to dive in even deeper. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know this, Moist Esports is one of the best Apex Legends teams in the world, and our squad comes from Australia. It's where they've been playing out of, but this split, we wanted to bring them to the United States of America, the land of the free, home of the brave, the place where the cheeseburger was invented and communism was prevented. Amen, brother. This is where Jesus Christ was born, and this is where Moist Esports is going to give birth to the biggest goddamn W the world's ever seen when it comes to Apex Legends. So, we began the visa process to get them over, and we submitted all of the necessary paperwork. We had all of our attorneys working through everything. We even collaborated with all of the other big organizations that have done similar things, and we're even doing similar things this split, and it was all smooth sailing. No hiccups, no bumps in the road. We started to put all our plans in motion. We had a place picked out for them here in Tampa. Also, we have our warehouse where they'd be playing out of. It all looked great. And then we got a request from the agent in the US government here that was handling our case, saying that he needed a little more information. And that's a little tedious because we submitted all the necessary paperwork and all the documents and everything that all the other orgs submitted and did not get a request for further information, but for some reason we were picked out for it, so it is what it is. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We went through the tedious process of providing even more insight to the things that they were requesting, and we put all that in and had to wait again. Now keep in mind, this is not a quick process by any means. The US government ain't exactly known for its speed. This shit isn't exactly kicking in the afterburners or anything. There's no NOS boosters when it comes to this process. So this is over the course of weeks. And that's crucial time because our team needs to get here so they can start practicing together in the American soil on our ping for this split, so that way they can be prepared for when the season starts in a couple weeks. So all of this long waiting period of them not being allowed here also prevented them from being able to practice here, which is, of course, detrimental. So it was stressful and a headache, but we got everything in. And then we got a message back from our agent, who, of course, is representing who is taking on our case and representing us and giving us either the thumbs up or thumbs down on whether or not our Australian professional gamers can come to this country to play professionally. And the answer was no, they cannot. So, huge round of applause for that guy. He just prevented 3 gamers from coming to this country and wreaking havoc. I don't know what else we could have possibly provided. We did everything every other org did and more and still got declined. So I don't know what else we could have done. Maybe we needed to get like some kind of testimonial from each of our players' ex-girlfriends to confirm that they're not a terrorist or something. I have no fucking clue. We were left in the dark, but the answer was no, which means we then had to start scrambling and get our Australians to Canada instead, so that way they could still play in this region, because obviously if they stayed in Australia, the ping differential is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a huge setback for them to be playing in the NA region while being in Australia. So obviously having them in Canada still puts them in the NA region, and it was our only option left at this point since the US immigration agent decided to spit in our face, and led to a lot of panic. But we eventually got them to Canada, where it was a lot smoother and more seamless. And then we eventually found out the reason for being rejected. And when I tell you that it is one of the most head-scratching explanations, I'm not exaggerating. It is so bafflingly, like, I can't even say frustrating, actually, because it's just laughable. It's comical that people like this are working in the positions they are, because it's very clear that the agent that had our case has no fucking clue what professional video games even means, or what video games even are, for that matter, is the impression that I got from all of this. I think what happened is he might have gone to Waltzy's Twitter and saw Waltzy throwing up 400 pounds with ease and just got afraid of him, thinking that he might be a national threat for being too strong. Like, that'd make more sense than what he gave us. I can't go into the finer details of it, obviously, because that might be a violation, but I'm going to give you a couple of the broad strokes. The one that had me actually giggle when Matt told me is that our agent didn't believe us when we said we were one of the top teams in the world. We submitted the official rankings of everything and where we place in all of the majors as well as the World Championship and everything, and by every single metric we are a top 15 team at least. By a lot of other calculations we'd also be in the top 10, but basically we just submitted that we are just one of the top teams and then gave all of the rankings and everything, and he didn't believe us. He thought we were lying, fundamentally. Something that he could easily confirm with a single Google search of just Moist Esports Apex and then look at our results and then just look at where we rank amongst all of the other teams. He could have easily verified this, but instead just didn't want to. Instead just said, nope, you're telling a fib, basically. So he fought us on that. Something that he himself could do with actually as little as 5 seconds on the keyboard. It's so fucking unbelievable that guy has that job and won't even do the bare minimum of just confirming something that he might be a little skeptical on, and would instead just say, nah, it's probably a lie. Craziness. Actually, lunacy. But what's even more insultingly ridiculous is one of the other big things that they slapped us for. In our initial filings, they stated that they didn't like one of our clauses in our player contracts. And that clause was that we let all of our players keep 100% of their earnings, like through streaming and also through like winning prizes. I believe they were both lumped together, but I think they were held up on streaming in particular. At Moist Esports, we don't touch anything our players make through streaming or whatever they win in the games they compete in. We let them keep 100% of it. The old US immigration agent did not like that and took an issue with it, maybe with the way it was worded. So, when we resubmitted when they asked for more information, we switched it around basically at their request. Like, we changed around some of the wording, of course still not taking anything from players or anything like that, but we changed around like the wording that may have been a bit of a pressure point for them. And then we got slapped again because we changed the contracts at their request, basically. We did what they asked us to do with making these changes, and then that was a problem that they rejected us for. Like, we were damned if we did, damned if we didn't. It seemed like the US immigration agent that was handling our case here really wanted any reason at all to fuck us. We got in trouble for doing what we were basically asked to do, and then got punished for it. Again, it doesn't make sense. And when talking with all of the other big orgs that have gone through a similar process, I won't name any names here because, again, I don't know like how specific I'm even allowed to get with talking about this situation, but all of the other orgs had similar experiences, or at least knew of other orgs that had similar experiences, and it's just like a commonly accepted thing in this space that the US immigration is a fucking nightmare for it, and that they are needlessly nitpicky to the point where they will actually just ruin like an entire process for this. Apparently in Dota 2 this happens pretty frequently. It's craziness that it's still in this state. It's 2024. How can we not have people in these positions that understand professional video games? It's a massive fucking multi-billion-dollar industry. Esports has so much in it. How can the people that are still in charge of this process not know anything about it and do garbage like this? It's so frustrating. But anyway, the Apex team is now in Canada. We are still ready for the split. We are still competing in A here. And I'm very optimistic. Our team's already popping off. So it's still, we're still very happy. But it would have been a lot better if they were here in Tampa because we like having them around. They're friends. We play basketball together. We hang out. Like, it's fun when they're here. So it would have been great to have them in the actual United States. But that's off the table for now, and I just wanted to rant about that a little bit because it is disgusting how archaic this process seems to be. But anyway, I won't rant about it any longer because it may actually be extremely detrimental to do so, because then I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty, and that's probably not a good idea when it comes to the US immigration process. So yeah, wanted to talk about that a little bit. Eventually, hopefully, our Apex team will all be here in America playing together at the Moist HQ, the House of Hydration. But for now, they're going to be playing out of Canada, and yeah, really excited for the season. Of course, I will be watch partying the games, and that's about it. So yeah, I have had it up to here with US immigration. I want there to be no confusion. I think the US immigration process is a laughable, pathetic joke. In fact, it's not laughable because I'm not giggling. You don't see me spitting up with a smile on my face, kicking my feet in my high chair. It is terrible. Pardon my French, but it is poop. It is so unbelievably horrible. In particular, I am angry at one individual. Just one specific individual. The US immigration agent that's handling our case. But this individual is infamous in the esports scene for declining teams and people for the most ridiculously stupid reasons imaginable. A month ago, I made a video kind of going over the basics of what I'm going to be diving into deeper today. In a nutshell, our esports team, Moist Esports, has an Apex roster, and we're one of the best in the world. We are currently ranked 4th in A, with still another whole series to play. We're still a whole series behind the people around us, and we're still top 4. We're a fucking outrageous squad of maniacs out there. Some of the best talent Apex has ever seen. Our team came from Australia. Our plan for the season was to bring them to NA, where the competition is more fierce. NA is a powerhouse in Apex. So we brought them over to NA, and then at the very last second got rejected by US immigration, and they were declined entry into this country. So we had the last second pivot, change all of our plans, and get them to Canada so they could still play this split. So they're currently in Canada, and we've been actively trying to get them to the US. And I cannot overstate how much of a nuisance it was to get that rejection when we did, because it came at the very end of an extremely long, drawn-out, tedious process where just out of nowhere they decided to flip the switch saying, nope, actually, they're not welcome here, declined. And there's nothing we could have done to rectify it or change it. They just decided they didn't like us anymore, so they declined it fundamentally with no real reason. And since this is such a slow process, I swear to God, it might be one of the slowest things on the planet. US immigration moves slower than Robert De Niro and The Irishman. It is fucking disgraceful how awful the optimization is for this process. So all we could do was get them to Canada so they could still play this split here in NA like we had planned on. And while they're doing that, we're still trying to get them to the US. Now, initially we didn't really understand why they were declined. All we knew is this sometimes happens in the esports scene. My little tinfoil hat theory was that the agent was afraid of Waltzy. Waltzy is one of our players, one of the best in the world, and he also happens to be a powerlifter. So perhaps they were just worried that he'd pose a national security risk for being too strong, that he'd go around snapping Americans in half. All we could do was really speculate and resubmit, which we did. And now we've received a response from the resubmission forms, and after going through everything with lawyers and making sure it is as buttoned up as possible with all of the best in the industry, I am happy to say we are still fucking struggling because the agent is a geriatric fossil that is absolutely just out for some kind of vendetta. I think they might just hate the word moist. That's probably a very real possibility. But they have asked us to submit even more evidence and even more clarification on things, which ordinarily I would have no problem with. But we've already done this once. We did this song and dance last time, only to get rejected many weeks after doing that. This isn't a fast process. If it was fast, I wouldn't care. Be like, oh, okay, you need more papers, more documents, more clarification. Fine, we can provide all of that tomorrow. And hopefully hear from you in the next day or two. That's not how it works, because after we do submit all of those, further appeals for evidence, it takes weeks, multiple weeks, for them to respond, and they barely fucking look at what you submit, I feel. In the last video I mentioned that our agent didn't believe us that we were placing so high, and they didn't bother to look into it at all. Well, that is another thing that is a fucking problem, because they still don't believe our placements. Our team crushes it at the majors, and we were number 12 at the World Championship, and one of the things they need clarification on is why they should believe us that those placements are real or important. You rat bastard, what do you mean? We are submitting the official standings, the official placements for these majors and the World Championship. What do you mean you don't trust that? What? Actually, I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. I can't. This must be a fucking lie. Fly yourself out to the next fucking major and watch us then. Like, what do you mean? It's crazy how they can just pull that out of their ass. Like, oh, why should we believe the official standings? Ridiculous. You thought you could pull a fast one on US immigration? No, sir. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. But that's not the one I want to get hung up on. I'm actually going to just read this to you verbatim. I'm not going to show you it because that might be a legal issue. But I absolutely just have to put this out here. I feel like I'm in the loony dimension reading this shit. I am convinced that there's not a human being on the other side of this conversation. I believe that our lawyers have been contacted and communicating with Cleverbot, who is for some reason representing the US Immigration Services. It is so outrageously dumb. So you're going to need a little context behind this before getting into it. So when bringing the team to the land of the free, home of the brave, we were instructed to have a high-ranking EA official kind of glaze us to help convey to the U.S. Immigration Services that our team is internationally significant to this scene. Now, when it comes to getting teams over here, this is what every esports org has to do. They have to convince the immigration services that their team is highly competitive, a top team that is worthy to come over here and start bleeding cheeseburgers like a true red-blooded American. So that's what we were doing, and we had a high-ranking EA individual kind of talking on our behalf. And again, this is something that the U.S. Immigration Services, wanted. They didn't fucking believe that he's actually a real official. So let me read this to you. Written statement from an official of the sports governing body, which is who we were talking to. You may submit evidence from an official of the sports governing body describing how the athlete or team is internationally recognized. The evidence you submitted is insufficient. You submitted a testimonial from, redacted, I'm not going to drop their name, about the beneficiaries, redacted, is a senior manager at Electronic Arts, EA. But USCIS cannot determine that his position is considered an official of a governing body in esports. Additionally, he mentioned that the beneficiaries have had high placements in several competitions in the ALGS Year 3 season. However, USCIS cannot determine how the placements constitute as international reputation. As previously discussed, ALGS does not appear to require athletes or teams with international reputation to participate in the competitions. As such, there is insufficient evidence to demonstrate that having such placements in ALGS competitions equate to international reputation. You may still submit evidence to satisfy this criterion. I'm going to have a conniption. Excuse me. Still playing with cash registers, huh, Squiddy? What kind of place is this? You wanted us to prove that our placements were real, and we had a high-ranking EA, who, of course, they own Apex, represents that side, talk on our behalf to confirm that the placements are real. But you don't believe that that official, whom you even cite their position in this statement, actually represents them, is actually part of the official governing body of the esport? How can you not believe them? You even cite their position in your statement, a position that constitutes the esports side. What do you mean? And then you say that the placements don't necessarily mean international reputation? What the fuck does then? How could any team possibly get into the country through this game if even the highest placements don't constitute international reputation to satisfy your criterion? It doesn't make any fucking sense. The agent here is well known in the esports scene because we've talked to numerous other orgs. And all of them have had to deal with this person, and all of them have horror stories about them. So much so that the majority of them have found ways to circumvent ever having to deal with them and going through other people. That is how bad at their job this person is. A job that is extremely important and carries a lot of weight for so many people, and this absolute brain-dead goober can't be bothered to do the bare minimum of just activating a few neurons up here to even process what the fuck they're saying. Or what they're asking for. And when we submit the evidence that satisfies sufficiently what they want, they still are not accepting it for inexplicable reasons. That is not a reason what they've given there. How can you not believe that one of the highest ranking officials at EA for this area is not trustworthy or insufficient or doesn't represent the governing body? That is mind-bogglingly silly. It has to be malicious. It has to be malicious. No one can be this stupid on accident and have this job. Again, this is a job that is extremely important. And you have someone this incompetent there? I don't believe it. This has to be on purpose. Not only have we been working with lawyers who specialize in this area, but we have been working with other orgs who have successfully gone through this process, albeit it seems they've done it with other individuals. Not this fucking womp from Super Mario 64 that we've unfortunately been cursed with over there at the US Immigration Office. This is craziness. How one person can just say, I just don't really feel like bothering to look into this at all, so I'm just going to say you're lying. I'll ask for more evidence and then not read it, and fuck you. That's absolute insanity. Even when we fulfill it to a T and bring in an extremely high-ranking EA official to speak on our behalf to our achievements in the scene, they still won't even accept that. What else can we do? Like, what else is there to do besides just somehow get a different agent, resubmit again, and pray, fingers crossed, we don't encounter this scourge? It's just ridiculous. I had to rant about this again after I was shown why we've been requested further information for the fucking, third time now, after being rejected. It's... Oh my lord. What in tarnation? I cannot believe how awful this process is. Truly awful. And nonsensical. So yeah, I just had to rant about this. Again, there's your little Moist Esports update for our Apex team. Our Apex team is fucking crushing it. Gonna be watch partying their next game this Saturday. Hopefully more big dubs on the way. Our team is absolutely going fucking ballistic, so I love to see that. It's always a lot of fun. Feel free to stop into the streams. And hopefully pretty soon, they can eventually come to the United States, like we had planned on many months ago. So, yeah. That's really about it. See ya. I look like a crazy person right now. I just got back from the gym because I needed to blow off some steam. Fair warning, I'm about to start screaming and spitting. This is probably the most emotion you will ever see from me. I'm about to get animated like a Pixar character, red in the face with steam coming out of my ears, because I am infuriated. I am livid. I've made a couple videos bringing you up to speed on a situation I've been dealing with US immigration. In a nutshell, our esports team, Moist Esports, has one of the best Apex rosters in the world right now. We're second place in NA, and we're in a really good position to win the major. But the major is happening on US soil, and the red-blooded patriots at US immigration refuse to let our team come in. Our team is Australian. So we were initially declined and had to pivot, get them to Canada so they could compete in NA this split. And we resubmitted, and our resubmission has just been declined again for legitimately no real reason, because the fucking glue-eating, crack-smoking, coke-snorting, lobotomite morons at US immigration just don't want them in the country for whatever reason they're drumming up here. We have been working with the best lawyers in the industry, the best lawyers on this fucking planet that specialize in this field, and none of them can believe that we've been declined again. They've never had these issues before, so they're as stunned as we are. We even have one of the highest level executives at EA going to bat for us with US immigration, lobbying for us to try and get our team in here because our team is very important to the esport because we are so highly ranked. And even with the goddamn Avengers on our side, US immigration slams the door in our face and turns us away like it's a lacrosse house party in college. They're Australian gamers. We're not trying to sneak in fucking Viltrumite aliens. What is the issue? Gadzooks, I would hate to meet our US immigration agent in real life. It'd be like meeting Voldemort. It'd be like meeting Scrooge. Like an absolute joyless fucking husk of a zombie. It can't even be a real soul. There's no way there's a human being that's handling our case. It's not possible. Because there is no reason we would keep being declined. They're not even giving us reasons that make any sense at all. Not to us, not to the lawyers, not to anybody. Nobody. And no other esports team has had this problem. Every other org that has international players got in lickety-split. They fucking speed ran it. Meanwhile, we can't. We literally can't. I'm convinced that if Jesus Christ resurrected right now, US immigration would turn him away. He wouldn't be allowed in here. We'd never see him. Now let me slow down real quick, because maybe you guys aren't understanding why this is such a big deal. Our team is one of the best in the world. And this major is huge. It's massive. And obviously, we're very passionate about this game and this esport. So they need to get into the country to play in this major, because it's an in-person LAN. They can't compete from Canada. It's happening in America, the home of the fucking cheeseburger and the Budweiser. It's happening here. So they need to be here physically to compete in it. No holograms, no force ghosts, no AI, duplicate, replicants, nothing. It's got to be them, flesh and blood, which is off the table now. I think a lot of people had a bit of confusion with the last video I made about this, because the Apex boys, our team, has been in America before. We've even made videos together with them at our warehouse. But there's a difference, because they were only here for like 2 weeks. I think it was even less than 2 weeks. And then the major was overseas. So they weren't here for a long time. This time around, we needed a different process because they were going to play the whole split in NA. So it needed to go through an entirely different procedure to allow them to stay here for that period. And since we keep getting declined, they are now no longer allowed to just come here temporarily. All of that's halted because they're under our Moist Esports blanket. Now they can't come here just for like that 2 weeks or anything. It's totally different. It's all changed, which is why we had to work with so many lawyers to try and get this process moving, and we just kept getting declined. So now they can't come into the country for this major. They couldn't even show up on the day to compete. Plus, they wouldn't want to do that anyway because they want time to practice, obviously. So that leaves us with only one fucking option left, and that's to cut our team. We have to release one of the best teams in the entire Apex circuit, because that's the only way they're going to be allowed in the country. They can come here as long as they're not being represented by us. As long as they are not represented by any org right now, they can come here and compete. So that's our only option, because we obviously want the best for these guys. We want them to shine at the major. So in order to do that, we have to let them go. It's like that fucking scene in Pokemon when Ash sets down the Pikachu and runs away crying. That's us. That is literally what we have to do with our team right now. We have to cut them so that way they can compete at the major. Because we're out of time. We can't resubmit again because this process is abominably fucking slow. Weeks just to get 2 sentences back from the US immigration dinosaurs, the fucking fossils that are just bones and dust in those chairs at the agency there. Like, we can't do this again because we don't have time. The major's right around the corner. So, we are officially releasing the Moist Apex Squad. Unfortunately, we got the bad ending to this fucking playthrough here. And it's no fault of our own, by the way. We did everything by the books. We worked with other orgs, too, and so many different lawyers that specialize in this. And we did everything right. And still got slapped by US immigration raid bosses. Ridiculous. So, I actually cooked up a theory. One that a couple of lawyers actually agreed with me on as the most likely culprit for why we kept getting declined and are still currently rejected. Our name. I hypothesized this in the last video I made, but I wasn't entirely subscribing to that belief until now. The name Moist Esports may have had a role in us being rejected. May be the only reason we were rejected. At US Immigration, it all falls onto your particular agent. It is entirely their discretion whether or not you are allowed entry into the country with whatever you're submitting and whatever you're doing. You have an individual agent that handles your case. It is highly possible, and according to some lawyers, not unusual, for them to decline things based on very trivial reasoning. And they never conveyed that the name was an issue to us, by the way. That would be something that's so petty that they probably would never put it in writing because it's fucking embarrassing and shameful. But it is possible that the name Moist is the reason why. Because moist is a word that is a little yucky to people, makes them feel a little icky. So whoever was handling our case maybe just really didn't like that word, didn't take us seriously, and said, nope, we won't be dealing with them. Fuck them. And I think that's the most likely possible explanation for this at the moment. Because there's nothing else. There is actually nothing else that could have possibly gone awry in this process on our end. I hope the ghoulish heathen in charge of our case is proud of themselves for this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just yanking your chain. The only thing I hope for the urinal cake that handled this case is that they get fired. That is the only solace I will find here, is if I learn that at some point whoever took this case is let go from US immigration because the country would be much better for it. I think they are so bad at their job that it borders on being criminal. Like, they should be charged with treason for how poorly they've handled this case. 6 months. 6 months of work. Well, a little less than 6 months. And never once did they give us a real reason for why we were declined. The reasons they gave us were nonsensical. And when we were inquired for more information to rectify those problems, we submitted above and beyond the requirements. And still got declined numerous times. I think this whole experience should be pretty eye-opening to a lot of people out there. To the blatant corruption in US immigration. Like, this is so bad that it's almost comical. Like, if it wasn't so incredibly detrimental to our organization, I would probably find it laughable. Like, that's how awful, horrible it is, and how bad of a state US immigration is in. Like, just take a step back and really analyze this. The best lawyers in the world that specialize in this field in particular were unsuccessful in getting squeaky clean Australian gamers into the country, even when the game they're competing in has the highest level executives saying to US immigration, no, they need to be here, they should be here. All of these extremely powerful parts working together to try and get them into the country, and they couldn't do it multiple times. Now imagine that for someone normal. Just normal, average Joes trying to get into the country and they have to deal with US immigration. What fucking hope is there? What chance do you have? That's going to be like a 20-year process bare minimum. That's inexcusably awful. What a broken fucking machine. The ice cream machines at McDonald's work better than the US immigration process. It's so fucking stupid. I'm actually hitting a full-blown Porky Pig Scatman right now. I'm getting so heated. Like, it's an insult to the word stupid. Moonfall, Madam Web, The Room, that's stupid. This, it's on a whole new level. It's in a different dimension, the fucking 6th dimension of stupidity. It's a whole new ballgame. Like the fucking poop farter that handled our case. It's giving me a headache. I'm actually going caveman braid. I'm becoming Cro-Magnon man right now. Just called him a fart pooper or whatever. Like, it's just, I'm running out of words in the English language to express the frustration at how incompetent this whole process has been on their end. So yeah, anyway, we had to release our Apex team. They will still be competing at the major, God willing, unless the immigration agent himself turns up and fucking puts the kibosh on it himself, forms like a brick wall of meat and won't let them pass, physically imposing himself on them. But anything shy of that, the boys will be on American soil competing at the major, but they are no longer our team. We had to cut them in order for that to happen. We will, of course, still be cheering for them. We, of course, still want them to win because they deserve it. I think they are the best team in Apex, and I'm still very excited to watch them play, but it really fucking hurts that it's not Moist Esports that they're competing under anymore. Thanks, US Immigration. Fuck you. Yep, that's really about it. See ya. The title's not clickbait, I am actually suing US Immigration. I'm sure a lot of you already know the reason why, but let me catch you up to speed for those of you that might not know the lore. So, hop on in, let me take you on a little adventure here through this infuriating journey of dealing with US Immigration Department, and in particular, one whippets-addicted, bedwetting homunculus agent there that absolutely just had a grudge against our esports organization, Moist Esports. I swear to God, if anime was real, I'd have enough rage against the US Immigration Department to finally go Super Saiyan. I cannot stand how corrupt that agency is. I've already made 2 videos having a conniption about it and losing my mind like a caveman who discovered fire for the first time, but what I discovered is just pure, rotten to the core, blatant corruption. I've explained the situation in great detail, but I'll give you the very short explanation for it. Our esports Apex squad consists of 3 Australians and 1 American. The 3 Australians were denied entry into this country multiple times over the course of 6 months. One of the reasons they gave us was they didn't believe they were as highly ranked as we stated they were, even though we gave them all of the leaderboards, the official standings, and they could also just Google that if they didn't believe us. But we even had an EA official, one of the highest ranking executives at EA, lobby for us and write on our behalf about how important our team is to the esports for Apex because we are so highly ranked. And US Immigration didn't believe that that guy was a real authority. He thought he was like the fucking Satchmo or something. Like, the guy didn't exist. They just wiped their ass with that guy's entire resume, just writing him off as some kind of make-believe EA cryptid. We fought a losing battle against US Immigration. The reasons were so fucking silly, and it prevented our team from coming into the country, which upended our entire plans of having them here for the Split 1. Luckily, we got them into Canada. They played all of Split 1 in Canada, and they finished second. So that means they qualified for the biggest tournament, which is the Apex LAN Major, which is happening right now in LA. But since we were denied so many times, they couldn't actually get to LA, which left us with only one option, which I was fucking freaking out about in the last video, where we had to release our team. Because they couldn't come to the US under our umbrella, the Moist Esports umbrella. We had to release them for them to even have a chance at playing at that LAN. But boy howdy, wouldn't you know it, that didn't work. They were denied ESTA visas. If any of you are foreign and have ever been to America, you know what an ESTA is. It's like a 99% success rate with getting an ESTA visa. Almost no one gets declined. You have to be like a notorious terrorist to get your ESTA visa declined. Fucking Osama bin Laden might have even been able to get an ESTA. That is how easily accessible those are. Yet, 2 out of 3 of our Australians were denied ESTAs. So only one of them, Imti, was allowed to come in on an ESTA, which means he got here while the other 2 couldn't. That's inexplicable. Why were 2 of them rejected, but Imti's was accepted? They were in the same boat, and yet for some reason, it was him that was okay, but the other 2, no, they're a fucking danger. You guys are trying to smuggle in Romulans or something to take over America from the inside out. The land of the free and the home of the fuck me in the face. Like, that is inexplicably stupid. Like, if all 3 of them got rejected, then maybe they had found something, but no, that didn't even happen. They rejected 2 out of 3. So what the fuck could the reason for that possibly be? We speculated it's because they reapplied for ESTAs even though they still had like a little time left on their previous ones, so maybe that flagged it in their system. But that might not be it because MT still got through but the other 2 didn't. It's stupid. It's super stupid. So that made even bigger problem because getting denied an ESTA means you're basically shit out of luck. So we were going to have to play, they were going to be playing this major with only 2 out of 3 of their players and no coach because 2 of them just couldn't get in. So we were pretty much out of options. By this point, our team hadn't been playing together for fucking weeks because Waltzy and Kyle, the Australians that were declined, were still unable to make it into America. So in a last-ditch Hail Mary effort, we applied for B1 visas, which I think probably some of you have heard of before. And in order to do those, that's an in-person interview with like the actual embassy. And to be able to actually talk to somebody here is huge, because when you're dealing with US immigration, you're talking to soulless androids that do not want to be there and do not do their job at all. But we were able to set up appointments for a B1 visa interview for both Kyle and Waltzy in Lisbon. So we had to fly them over the course of like 3 days, mind you, from Canada to Lisbon to sit down for that interview. They nailed the interview. They got their B1 visas. We then had to fly them from Lisbon to America, all in the span of only a couple of days. And they finally touched down in this God-blessed patriotic country 2 days ago, where they could finally play together as a team. So as you can imagine, since they hadn't played together in so fucking long, the cohesion was a little rough around the edges, because US immigration slapped us so hard, a biblical smackdown, to try and ruin our chances of winning this major, of which they are one of the top competing teams in the tournament and one of the favorites to win it all. US immigration did everything possible to make it unwinnable, and yet our team is defying fate. We played today, our final group, and we were able to not only place first on the day with 62 points, but we were able to lock down winner's side. I keep saying we. This mysterious squad known as Not Moist was able to, against all the odds that US immigration stacked against us, lock down winner's side for tomorrow. And I couldn't be more proud of this group of gentlemen, of which I am not associated with on any paperwork whatsoever. They are not our team. They literally are not our team, but I am still very proud of this group. Through all of this adversity that was entirely unnecessary, unwarranted, unjust, and, dare I say it, potentially illegal, they have still risen to the occasion to perform so fucking well. I want to show you clips from that, but as the title of the video would indicate, I am suing US immigration. We, Moist Esports, are suing US immigration. We've talked with our lawyers and they agree that this is very mysterious how it ever even got to this point. It seems like there were quite a few no-nos that were committed here and some protocol that wasn't followed and a lot of just big red flags, like some big problems, and it just really seems like the US immigration agent handling our case either didn't like us or just really didn't feel like doing their job. That's kind of the impression we're getting, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest some bad things that were afoot here that really made it fucking impossible for us to get our players into the country. And we eventually had to drop them, which is of course a huge blow to our organization as a whole. So we are suing them, and you know what I've learned through this lawsuit process? It turns out that there is corruption built into the US Constitution itself, where even if we're successful in beating the US immigration in this lawsuit, they cannot pay us out any damages, of which there is a lot. This has been a super expensive process, and there's also so much lost income here because there's so much money on the line for this tournament, as well as there's so many potential like eyes on our organization, as well as all of the legal fees. Like, it's so much money that went into this, all of which was just burned thanks to US immigration fucking us. And no matter what happens with the lawsuit, they will not pay us back a penny at all. Now, the biggest thing that can happen from the lawsuit if we win is they overturn their decision of rejecting the Australians, which is great. That is a happy ending for sure. But it was alarming to learn that the US government is not liable for any of these damages that they were directly responsible for us. In regards to us. That's kind of crazy to me. So what possible incentive do the workers at US Immigration have for even doing their job in the first place if no matter what happens, they don't suffer any losses? So it turns out people sue the US Immigration Office pretty often, and it doesn't look like they fight that frequently or fight that hard. Very rarely does a US immigration lawsuit go to trial, apparently, because they're more than willing to just settle because they lose nothing. They lose nothing by not doing their job. They can't lose money. All they do is just overturn a decision, which I guess is super easy for them, perhaps. So they just have no problem settling. So, what possible reason is there for any of the workers at US Immigration to even take their job seriously? We also can't even go after our agent in particular who mishandled this case, because to do that, we would have to pierce the corporate veil of the US fucking government. We would have to go through Uncle Sam to get to that agent, which is not happening. That is an unwinnable battle. So the individuals are protected as well. So let's say you had an agent at US Immigration that's just racist. Like, by all possible definitions, he's just racist and is declining people because he doesn't like their skin color. Well, too fucking bad. That person is probably not getting fired because they don't seem to care, and you can't do anything against that person because they are protected by US Immigration blanket. And US Immigration isn't liable for any damages. The best they'll do is overturn a decision. So you're just kind of shit out of luck across the board. Like, it's worth suing US Immigration to get that decision overturned if we win, but I am stunned at how deep and rotten the system is. It is so fucking broken. It is a joke. It is a joke. But anyway, I can't get into specifics here. I'll just leave it at all of these, more general statements about this case. I'll, of course, keep all of you updated through this legal process. But for now, let's end on some good news. Because like I said, our team, even in spite of all this bullshit, has popped off and secured winner's side going into tomorrow. I would love to see all of you come out there to support our squad for the watch parties. I'll be streaming it here on YouTube as well as on Twitch at MoistCr1tikal. So please stop by, cheer on the squad, give them your energy like a giant spirit bomb. And let me just show you our final game for the day where we actually fucking steamrolled every squad and secured winner's side. Okay. Holy fuck, yeah, get the fuck out there. Nice flush. Please, knock him. Nice. Good arc stars. Flush. Oh, he's so low. Yeah, just push that. Just fucking push that.
Still there. In the cart. Smoke right here. I'm gonna run out. The guy on the left, please.
Nice, knocked.
I'm sliding with you.
Good shit. Hey. That's 4 points. We got 100. All right. Now let's get some insurance.
We need to make sure we.
This is so sneaky. This is devilish.
I'm scanning.
Yep, here we go. This is the perfect third party time. How did we not down him? Nice, Waltzy.
I got one of them really weak. I'm back.
Oh fuck, it's a different team. He's so low, finish him. Nice, alright. Swap, get the fuck out. Oh, nice, this is good points.
Down low ground. Come up the hill. Okay.
That was such a good call! Aggressive calls! Finally, let's go!
Our nut is God's spot.
That is when we do our best work. Aggressive calls.
I think the team's fighting right here that we can do.
Disengage. Guild knocked one, good shit. You don't have to fully commit. Come on, get that bat off. Oh, fuck! Oh god, okay. There's so many teams here now. Just survive for some extra placement points, Waltzy, please, God. No!
I'm gonna smoke in you res, okay?
Holy shit. What the fuck? How? Waltzy! You fucking madman! You diabolical scoundrel! He did it! Holy shit! A reset! A fucking reset? In this day and age! Oh my god, there's so many! Get out, Waltzy! Fuck, please! Yeah, just push him off, push him off.
Just chill, they're getting shot by other people!
Yeah, just relax. We can just farm some easy placement points here if we just don't overheat.
I'm making the cure on top! You gotta get a barrel down! Getting a barrel down!
Oh my god! Let's fucking go!
Okay, so getting rid of this crap so I can place it.
Do it! Kill him! Do it now.
On our roof again.
Can I skynate these guys?
I don't know. Maybe.
How many grenades do we have? Oh, Jesus.
No tags. Fuck him out. We're still in!
Scanning, yeah. Here we are.
Yeah, fuck, the nut is still here. It's the god nut!
Well, there's a team north. That's one thing. I think we can kill them. Come with me. Can we swim together, please?
Well, hold on. Wait for the bat. We don't have to go yet. Just wait for bat. Alright, now go. Now we can swing it. That looks like a good arc star. That pushed him off. Nice.
Ulting now, ulting now, ulting now.
The thermite got. Nice. Ticking.
Good costicle, good costicle.
They're gonna run
Batting,
us.
I'm batting.
Yep, they're gonna run at us.
I noted them.
I'm healing.
Just methodical play. Very methodical play. Let's go, boys. Come on. Fucking come on. Please, please.
Blood, 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 blood.
He's so low. He's so low. Nice, Walty. Nice, Walty. He's got 2. That's 2 knocks.
In my barrel.
Nice! Fucking huge! Oh, they're going ballistic! Yes! And we're all red again? And we still have God Nut?
Right here. Hit him.
Ah!
Company out there.
Wait, can I just swing?
Yes!
I'm dogging. Can you swing?
It's all happening!
Swing in front of me, please. Shoot blood. Blood.
Flesh.
Can you have another smoke?
Holy shit, Waltzy's deep. But I like it. Nice, Guild knocked him.
Yeah, they're going around. They're going around.
Wait, you don't know. We don't know. I'm playing back. Playing back.
Yeah, just go back to Nut.
Top three. Top three.
Okay, I'm a chill. There's a team evacuating. There's a team evacuating. Maybe going for our nut. No, it's a duo. It's a duo. It's a duo. We killed that third. Team up here.
That's true, Walty did kill their third.
Landed right here. Landed right here. No, they landed. I'm healing. I'm healing.
Indoors. 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 Take it away, Waltzy. Man, imagine if he just got 2 knocks off that Q. That'd be fucking crazy.
I got tricked up the other cave.
Yeah, just smoke him out. Just smoke him out.
I'm healing.
Are they gonna have to move before us? I think so. I think they're gonna have to move before we do.
No, killed. I need a bat. I need a bat.
Heal, heal, heal.
It is a Bangalore. You need.
Come on, MT. Come on, MT. He's so low.
Can you raise him?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around.
Oh, fuck that grenade.
No. Push it, push it, push it. Crack, 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 crack.
Please, Guild. Please, Guild. Yes, Guild! You're so clutch. You're so clutch. Above you, above you. That's fine. Hey, we'll take that. What a finish. What a finish. Alright, great day. That should secure winner's side. I think we're locked. We really only needed like 3, and I think we got like 30. That was a fucking heater. They dropped that full meat on him there. That was big. That was a big one. That was a Keanu Reeves tied to a chair moment from Knock Knock. You came into my house and you fucked me.
And as we
Yeah, I think 118 should be set. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I think we should be set. Oh yeah, another 12 kills, second place, 21 point Stinkarooski. Yes, sir. Fucking stink maxing out here. Love that. Yeah, you're looking at the real Dirty Dan, who's taken on the US government by suing US Immigration. I already made a video updating you on that whole situation. We are still actively going through the process of filing that lawsuit for their dreadful mishandling of our esports Australian Apex players being denied entry into this country multiple times for the most nonsensical reasons imaginable, which was a huge financial strain on all of us, just biblically slapping us over nothing, nearly ruining our whole season. Bare minimum, hopefully we can at least get PCP as a banned substance in the US Immigration headquarters, because it seems like a very prevalent drug there, because their agents are out of their fucking mind. I'd get more rational thoughts out of Derek Zoolander than all of the husks out there at US Immigration. Fucking Sharpie huffing, fart sucking, step on your sack, smoke your mama's crack troglodytes. I'm not here to just rant about them, by the way, but really I just can't help it. So, what I want to talk about is yesterday was the Apex Legends Championship. It was the major that all of this was building towards. Our 3 Australian players, they were denied entry into this country for half a year now, over half a year. So it was looking very grim that they'd be able to compete. As I mentioned to you all in the last video, after getting denied so many times, we did finally find a way of getting them to this country by having them get B1 visas, which was an extremely hectic, chaotic, and expensive process of flying them around the globe multiple times, because this is yet another entirely different visa. So this one required like an in-person interview, so they had to go back and forth, and then everything went well there, and they were eventually able to touch down in America 2 days before the tournament. And I'm so fucking proud of how they performed. I'm not going to spoil the placement here, the surprise, But holy shit, in spite of everything they went through, all this adversity that was entirely unnecessary from US Immigration, they weren't able to practice together for weeks. They were coming into this pretty cold. Like, they hadn't played as a cohesive team in so long, and yet they came into this tournament and played outstanding. So I want to show you some of the highlights here from the tournament as well as the conclusion. We're all so proud. And I want to give a big thanks to everyone that stopped by the streams to show support. The streams were popping off. So big thanks to everyone that came through. It was a lot of fun. The hype was fucking crazy. So here's just some of the highlights here from some of the games. We've got some friends over there. Truce! Truce! We can team together! Use some ASL on him. Oh, that's definitely not ASL. That was like a ninjutsu I was casting. But let him know. Let him know. We won't tell anyone.
On it, so probably, yeah. Okay.
I can't sit still. I've got the wiggle worms.
I'm 12-2.
Wait, no, they're running. This is free. No, fuck. We're getting looked by the other squad. Come on.
I'm netting that tree.
Yeah, they're running across right now. Come on. Show them what a dick feels like. Nice, Walty. Good grenade. Bang ult.
I'm getting empty. Stay what? I'm batting right now.
Yeah, watch him. Oh, yes. Oh, good call. Good look. Nice, cracked. Guild knocked. Good shit. To the left. Watch the left. Smoke. No. Nice. Door. Oh, that's a full 3 swing. That's tough. Damn. Hey, that's alright. That's good. That's a good start. That's a hot start. If we had just a little, I think if the team waited an extra 15 seconds, we could have full reset right there and won that. That's a good start. Virtus 17 after that. Oh, that's not okay. So they must not have got a lot of kills. I wasn't paying attention. That's good. Okay. So we're only 3 points behind first right now anyway, so we're good. We're in a good spot. That was a great start. The boys got hot towards the end there, hitting all their shots. It's just unfortunate that the team pushed when they did. So I like that start. I a lot. I haven't seen us play this spot, so I don't have any opinion on it. I've got no opinion on it. I have no thoughts. My mind is blank.
I know it's a bit of a shit third if I'm honest.
Come on.
I'm playing split by the way.
I've got the whole seat, but I'm only using the edge.
I'm gonna strike right here if I need to.
Get him with that George Lopez whoppa.
Just stay here.
What are some other references I can pull out?
Pop Scandos.
I'm just gonna go through the entire Rolodex of references.
Yeah. Get him just peeking that and fucking.
I'm just a Bill. Yeah, I'm only a Bill.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Alright, this isn't it anymore.
Let's fucking ratify these documents, boys.
Yeah. In that case, we kill them.
Conjunction, junction, what's that function?
We're in on the low ground. Yes, we gotta play.
Oh, wait, that's actually kind of nice.
We have
That's
to
a
fuck
good
these
pull.
guys off. And we're hoping above place to.
What are some other? Adams, Jefferson, Madison,
Yeah, what do you think,
Monroe.
about the?
Under
About
these
the
men,
I don't
our
know.
country
Standing
will
still is the best way to do
grow.
it. You just sit in the corner, and it's hard to.
I'm out of Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, I've exhausted all those.
You are right. You should
What
save it for the
else?
same
What
clothes.
else? Oh, Doodle Bob.
We should be able to get these kills on the
Moi,
right.
moi, 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 moi,
Yeah,
moi,
we got also
moi.
carry team running in from down
Moi,
here.
moi,
okay?
moi, 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 moi.
Do you want me to try and get barrels over there right now? Look at.
Please. Kills.
I'm playing out of the nade.
Got the quad. He got someone else.
Damn it.
Blood one. Not anything here.
Come on, please. KP.
They spawned above us. You got the kill.
Nice, there you go, Guild.
I'm playing on down. DSG might force the fight. Look here.
Alright, just be ready.
I'm getting barrels out.
Where are we in? We're not actually in. We gotta keep walking in. I'm climbing up. Take me. Can we climb above, please? Can we climb, please? Can we climb? Yeah.
Bomber.
What? One. Dead. You're up there on your own.
Nice, Walty. Holy fuck, Walty's frying. Walty's fucking frying. Do it!
I think to kill.
Do it!
I'm taking space.
Yes! This is such a good spot!
Go, baby.
Somebody took the port.
getting on the rock.
He hasn't came back yet. Turbo!
Oh, it's such a good spot.
I got it. Delay. Love to see it.
Okay, I'm walking. We need to get traps forward. We need to get traps
Oh,
forward.
Waltzy, that was such a good call.
I'm scanning below.
This is such a good We've played this position before and did so well. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Fucking frag out, take this dub.
Yes, I probably want.
No, I have my ult. I have my ult.
Please.
Any more cells? Any more? We have to kill these guys. We don't have a choice.
Yeah, we do.
Any more cells?
No.
Can I quickly loot?
I need you to loot for me. Can you get me heavy ammo?
Yes.
That sick
There's a duo
bastard.
in front of me. I might kill these guys. We got Bay ordered. No, that's behind, I think.
I'm looking left. I'm looking left. Okay.
Come on, please.
I'm looking left in the car right now.
I got a wingman.
Wingman!
Give it to me. Give it to
Waltzy! Give it to Waltzy now! Now! Yes!
Get the climb up. Get the climb up. Take it.
I'm staring.
Oh, Waltzy on wingman!
They're gonna be in front of me. I'm consculting them.
Scanning. Yes.
I ulted them.
Come on!
Fucking them.
Keep fucking them, do it! Do it!
Bank flush in front of me.
Crack them.
Nice arc star! Please! Guild knocked one, good.
Get on the height.
Reloading.
I got right to the quad.
On the left here, on the left here.
Right. To the right.
Okay, nice.
Can we look like Look at you.
There's teams in the open right here on my ping. Killed one.
Nice.
Good shit, Guild! Yes! Just fucking piss on him! Do it!
Look at.
Yes!
Let's run.
So low! Do we have grenades? Do we have any grenades? No grenades. Fuck!
Yes, I'm dropping you. Can you smoke these guys again?
Yeah, get ready on that ult.
On the rock. 75
Yeah,
on
I'm
blood.
looking. Good shots, Guild. Guild, you're the fucking best here. Fuck these guys up. I'm gonna bang out them.
Yeah, come on. Yes! Come on! Bang ult down! Get ready!
I'm ducking. They ulted.
I'm playing out of it. Yeah, I'm stunned. Someone!
looking for them, I'm
You want
looking
80,
for
you
them.
want 80. No angle.
Come on, please. Let's go.
Are they still here?
They're below.
They're underneath.
Solo. They're killing the solo. I killed Constant. Drop.
Nice, Waltzy!
Dropping.
Let's go! Big dub! Fucking.
Holy fucking shit, cunt. Good fucking shit.
That's a big game! That is exactly what we needed. That is just what the doctor ordered. Fucking huge game. Alright, lovely. Woo!
Exhilarating final
We're back!
as well.
We're back!
All members involved, and you can see everyone.
Ah!
It's all about getting points at this moment and getting closer to that.
Oh, that's huge.
Threshold. It does send.
Oh, and I hear Let's Get
all the
Wet
way
chant
to
in
the
there.
top of the leaderboard and
Yes,
has the
yes,
bonus 6 points
yes.
away from that 50 points.
Yes!
For Alliance, though, really important point as well. Just getting into that top 3 was massive in terms of placement. It does put
Thanks,
them a little
Ginger,
bit further
thanks,
up the
Commander.
leaderboard, but not Moist. They get that win.
Oh.
This was the question I was asking.
Oh, that was a 9-kill dub.
This tournament, can they find that victory so they can have that confidence going into match point? Well, now not Moist.
Fuck
They can scratch
yes.
that one off the scorecard.
Yes.
It's on 30.
Oh, a 21-point heater. That's 40 points. We're 10 off match point. Come on.
They're now only 10
Yes.
points away from match.
Just 10 points in this next one, and then win the following game. Or we could just win this game and the next game. Back to back to back. Just do it to them. We've done it before. Let's do it again. Fucking run it. Please.
You can really see that.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Score totals on here on Sunday.
Oh my
here
god,
in
oh my
Los
god. We're so
Angeles.
close.
Now,
We're so close.
Dark Zero,
Oh,
only
we're right
6
there.
points away from match point now.
Oh.
This is where we get to
Oh,
the
we're so
business end
close.
of this tournament.
Oh, it's right there. It's right there.
In
Don't
striking
stop.
distance
Don't
and their point
stop.
average, you would imagine,
Don't
if they
stop.
have an average game. Sorry, but surviving. and
Bladder
living
reset.
in
Bladder
those
reset's a
moments,
huge
getting
call.
Top 3, top 2 with
Good
3 extra
IGL.
KP
Bladder reset.
can make all the difference. Well, one thing that makes all the difference.
They're fine.
Oh, fuck yeah. Third.
Look.
Eat them alive.
Okay.
Fucking take their school lunch.
Scan when you can.
Shove them in the lockers. Shove them in the lockers.
Scan.
Damn caustic traps.
Ulti.
Nice, Waltzy. Waltzy knocked one.
Nice.
Nice. That's a wipe. Good shit.
Hey, we can run it in and do our usual evac.
I need one more team to go down. Please, Lord God. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Alright. Match point. Let's match point. Now we just need DZ and reject Winity out. We need Legend or Disguise to pop. Please, Disguised. Timmy, turn around. Just fucking frag out on Dark Zero. Please, Timmy. I'm begging. I'm actually fucking begging so hard. There's 2 solos here, which is so tragic. Point. Someone knocked it out. Yes! Legend! Legends! Legends Gaming! Do it! Fucking feed them their